the race and have a faster finish, or whether or not they're going to try and spread that energy out equally, and it's part of the excitement of what we're about to see.
I wonder what's going to happen for Oliver Rowland. He's mired down there in 16th position on the grid. Jake Hughes also normally a brilliant qualifier down in 21st position. Can they keep out of trouble when it all concertinas up in the very tight first corner? 26 laps of action for the drivers, 2 attack modes available for them as well. 8 minutes in total for the drivers. Let's see what happens as the 5 red lights come on. It's time for magic in Miami as lights go out and we go racing. Great start from Jake Dennis, not bad from Norman Nato. Keep an eye out as well for Da Costa on the inside, as well as De Vries looking to try and squeeze Robin Freins down to the first corner, but Nato it is that leads. Are they all going to be facing in the right direction as they come through the first corner? Looks like it was a pretty good start for everybody, at least in the front half of the field. The upshot is, though, it's Nato that still retains the lead. On the inside there is Da Costa against Jake Dennis coming through into turn 4. Dennis has got the inside line. Da Costa holds the line around the outside and gets himself up through in the Tag Heuer Porsche into second.
It looks like Antonio's on a bit of a charge. I'm not sure he wants to be at the front quite yet, but yeah, everyone fanning out 3 wide as they come into turn 6.
Look at the gaps of the cars at the back. They're really spaced out. They took it super easy for his first few corners.
I think they know that they're going to have an opportunity to get onto the back of the pack, really, as this first lap kind of unfolds. And they were super cautious, as you said, through turn 1 and 2.
You can see all these drivers lifting and coasting. We're almost 4 abreast there as Sebastian Buemi looks on the inside of Pascal Wehrlein, who's going to get boxed in a little bit here down at turn 8. This is a crucial overtaking opportunity on the lap, but the problem is you come out of that through turn 9 into this chicane. It's a 1 line through here, but not for Sebastian Buemi, who's looking on the inside. Can he make it stick? It gets pretty close through there, but just about. It's case out of trouble. So a bit of team radio coming through, but Nato it is that still holds the lead. The lap times, and you can see there, De Vries going through, or looking to, on the inside of Da Costa into the final sector, and looking to go through into the lead quite possibly here against Norman Nato. Tries to haul it around the outside. He's got the inside line as we come onto the banking for the first time, and a Mahindra leads the race for the first time in a very long time, as now De Vries is in front, but Da Costa not ready to try and let that come to the fore as he goes into the first corner side by side here with Norman Nato. It's tight through there, but Da Costa's got the inside line, and Nato now relegated back to 3rd.
Yeah, it definitely seems like they're spread out there. No one's really sure what pace they should be running at this first part of the race, and we see Nick De Vries taking the lead. Bold move by him. Let's see what pace he wants to really conduct.
Yeah, through turn 4, this is where the attack mode will be activated in the race. The general consensus seems to be down on the grid that it's going to be sort of later attack mode. Some who are maybe even further down the order could be quite bold with it. That's a bold move as well there for Sebastian Buemi, trying to make some ground. In fact, that's Robin Freins, isn't it, who's side by side now then with Norman Nato.
Pace at the minute, because they are a good 10 seconds away from where they were in qualifying. They won't be putting that much energy through the tyres in terms of rolling those speeds through the corners and really attacking the tyre and using all the grip available. So that might play into their favour, that when they do, you know, really go for it towards the end of the race, they've actually got quite a lot of tyre grip in reserve.
The temperature's a lot hotter than they were this morning when we had qualifying for that match. It was just after 2:15 local time here in Miami, and it has gotten a lot hotter over the last couple of hours in particular. Here then is Sam Bird. You can see 13 races since his last podium according to the race statistics there, and Ian James would love him to get onto the rostrum. We've seen Barnard on the other side of the garage putting in some stonking performances. Bird, with his years of experience in Formula E, can hopefully use that to his advantage. Meanwhile, there is Jake Dennis on the inside of Stoffel Van Dorn down to the first corner. Just in front of Sam Bird here is David Beckman as well, through into this first sector. You can see them all running nose to tail.
0.5% more than the Jags, 0.5% more than the Jags.
0.5% more efficiency than the Jags for the Nissan powertrain in the back of that neon McLaren.
Yeah, and considering that Sam's running just in front of them.
Yeah, he should just be able to breeze past. I mean, his teammate, so he's got a huge advantage with the extra 50 kilowatts. So there you go, he's up to P3.
Yeah, nicely done. Oh, someone's off onto the grass. And that looks like a DS Penske. Unfortunately, yeah, Verne, that's not the first time that he has had a moment going off the track.
Efficient line.
Yeah, pick the straightest route possible and manages to come back onto the circuit without too much harm. But you can see the damage that it's done, because he's right now down at the back of the field. And Jay Penske there, well, I'm glad he's got his shades on, because I'm sure we'd be seeing a few grimaces underneath him otherwise.
Yeah, that looked like he just got pushed off in a very fast area, probably running side by side, nowhere for him to go. As soon as he touched the grass, he just had to go straight. Smart decision from Jev, I have to say, to straight line it, as we see another attack mode.
Van Dorn into attack mode then, just emerges in front of Lucas de Grassi. Look at how close it is. The racing line converges naturally onto the exit of that. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it means an absolutely huge amount in Formula E terms.
That's amazing for Da Costa to have that much energy, 3% more than De Vries. Da Costa is looking very strong at this point in the race. Very, very strong indeed, because he can use that extra energy, spread out over the laps, or just save it until the end of the race, stick with everybody, and then unleash it.
Also looking at Sam Bird, he's actually on very similar energy, and so he's done a good job of progressing up the field and being energy efficient. As we see John Eric Verne having another moment in the chicane and making contact with one of the Andretti's there.
Yeah, that was Nico Müller that he just had a bit of a side swipe there with. So he got too deep on the brakes, nearly plummeted into the back of Mitch Evans, and then compromised Nico Müller and also, to an extent, Ollie Rowland.
Yeah, that's a bit of the Constantina effect where, nicely, to say Antonio Felix da Costa's looking strong. Wow, 3 wide, 4 wide.
Yeah, Nico Müller on the inside, da Costa on the outside. Are they all going to make it through, facing in the right direction? Keep an eye out for Norman Nato. He's on the outside there in the Nissan against the Mahindra, and Mortara's ready to try and join in on the party, as well as Sam Bird and Robin Freitz. Bird's trying to pick off 2 for the price of 1 down into the chicane, but he can't quite make it stick through there. We've got a great seat in the house here on board with Robin Freitz, and it's now Nico Müller coming to the end of his first attack mode deployment that leads in the Andretti.
Now, if I'm Antonio,
in 21st.
Now, will we see the Porsches try to pull away? I think if Antonio takes the lead and Pascal can stay with him, I think the two of them can work together. I think Lucas has figured this one out and realised he needs to go together with them and try to slipstream the pair of them and bring himself home a podium.
Well, you wonder what's going to be going through Thomas Biermeier's mind at the moment. The Abt team know how to win races and win championships. They've done that for a good number of years, but now in their current guise, as LOLA YAMAHA out there yet to take a victory or indeed a podium, side-by-side action there between Bird and Müller going through into turn 4. Mortara and Nato have gone in for their first attack mode deployments as well.
Also in the lead of the race.
But the likes of Mortara, Nato, Casti, Maloney and Dennis, they're all going to be disappointed because, of course, they are in attack mode at the moment and they've got the opportunity to use it.
And Nick's done a full system reset, so what he would have done is turn the car completely off, reset the car, now it's come back to life, and he's back on his way. So, yeah, the safety car was only needed for a brief moment there.
Well, slight false dawn, and it should only mean the safety car is presumably going to be out for just this lap. The lights will go off and then we'll get back underway. You can see the Live Points Championship. Oliver Rowland, by the way, led by 17 points coming into this one. If it finished as it was now, he'd have a 4-point advantage heading into Monaco in a few weeks' time. So that lead would be dwindled down quite considerably.
Yeah, it's definitely not been his weekend. He's not really at any point in the weekend, practices, qualifying, and now in the race ever looked like the sort of form we saw from her in Jeddah. So it's been a real turn of form. Those 8 weeks has not worked out for him in the Nissan team, as we see a replay of Nick de Vries, yeah, running on at turn 3 there and having to completely reset his car. So a frustrating moment because Nick did a solid job in qualifying and has been, you know, picking up some momentum along with that Mahindra team.
It's probably about 30, maybe 40 seconds left by the time this race starts to use that, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a lot of time considering, you know, the minimum you can take is 2 minutes. You're talking about having 25% of the time available to then go and deploy. So, yeah, he'll be disappointed, Jake Dennis, because he was running sort of quite consistently in that top 10 and just being really good with saving his energy. As we see now, definitely looks like the pace has picked up there on this restart. They're pushing fairly hard there in turn 1.
Okay, full focus on restart and hold position.
Well, they're used to rolling starts in this part of the world, and that was textbook from Da Costa and Wehrlein. But look at Wehrlein's energy relative to Da Costa, 4% less. That's an absolute age.
Yeah, but that was a nice message from Porsche there where they said hold position. So Antonio knows he's not under any threat from Pascal. Pascal needs to follow Antonio to recover some of that energy deficit.
Looking further down the order, Rowland and Tィクトゥムhave got the most.
Could be a safety car, and it is. 3 cars involved, as a matter of fact, because Mitch Evans, fortunately for him, he's not going to be able to use it if that is. And there we see the Porsche Taycan Turbo GT car leading round what will be, I imagine, a very disgruntled Antonio Felix da Costa. 4.5 minutes of attack mode remaining and no opportunity to use it at this point.
Yeah, that was a false alarm from me. That wasn't.
Nightmare situation for Antonio there. That's a worst case scenario.
Let's have a look what happened then here. So it's further back in the pack. You can see Jake Hughes So he had contact there with Günther. Evans with nowhere to go. 3 into 1, definitely doesn't mix. Let's have a look. We've got a red flag actually, so that could be a benefit for some. Let's have a look at this though. So Hughes gets punted by Günther, into the wall he goes. Günther's got nowhere to go, straight over the back of the Maserati, and then Evans joins them in sympathy as well. Well, that is such dramatic circumstances. The red flag is thrown with 6 laps, which will, I'm sure, become 5 remaining for this one. Cars will come into the pit lane, we're understanding, as well.
Is the plan for these last few laps, but yeah, from the driver's perspective, they will have an understanding of how the car behaves, but equally as much as energy is a big factor, the tyres, the temperature of the tyres has changed dramatically.
So cars now coming back out onto the track, and they'll be led by the safety car. So more race direction communications going on between the drivers and Marek Aniszewski there, as we wait for, I think David Beckman just stuck at the back there. You can see our virtual race engineer confirming exactly what we said. If you've got 6 minutes of attack mode, you've got to take it immediately. You've got no other choice.
No, you've got no other choice, and you've only got 5.5 minutes to use your 6-minute allotment. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the course of these final 4 laps.
So the safety car is out. What's going to happen then here is the safety car is going to peel in. We won't be getting a standing start. We'll be getting a rolling start here in this race, which we know they're pretty familiar with, because they're all lining up on the grid, aren't they? So we are going to get a standing start then, and there are going to be 4 laps until the lights will go out. Confirmation there, according to race control, there will be a standing start. So it'll be the 2 Tag Heuer Porsches on the front row of the grid. Mortara in 3rd, Freit in 4th, De Grassi 5th, Nato 6th, Bird 7th, Cassidy in 8th, but he's on a 5-second time penalty. Who is going to take profit and who is going to be left down in the doldrums? We're about to find out as they line up for what will hopefully be the final time here today in Miami. Dan Ticktum, 14th position for him. 1 attack mode deployment, but he's right in front of a load of other guys who've got one of those attack modes remaining.
Before the start of this race, we were saying how narrow that turn 1 is, and they are all about to go barreling in there at full speed with energy to spend. This is going to be exciting.
So then, it is going to be eyes on the lights. Wait for the start procedure to begin here in Miami. All of the 21 remaining drivers in this race are now lined up. The green light is on at the back of the field, and we wait for the 5 red lights to come on and the race to get underway. 5 red lights are about to come on then here in Miami. The restarted race with Da Costa on pole position is go! As they head down towards the first corner, good start from Wehrlein on the outside. Keep an eye out for De Vries as well as he tries to move over on the inside and splits the 2 Tag Heuer Porsches. So Da Costa it is that leads, side by side there with De Grassi versus Norman Nato in towards turn 2. De Grassi's on the inside, Nato's trying to firm it around the outside. Snap of oversteer there for him, and Bird as well keeping a watching brief, but he's got 6 minutes of attack mode remaining as he just kisses the back of De Grassi into attack mode. Go the remaining drivers, they've got absolutely no choice, and look at how messy it gets into there as well. De Vries almost coming to a complete stop down at turn 4. So down in towards turn 6 we go. Da Costa it is that leads from Mortara in 2nd place, then Wehrlein up into 3rd position. As we come out of turn 7, yeah,
it's action-packed, isn't it? Mortara's in a great position to capitalise on this. I wonder if he's going to be able to hold off the charging pack with those attack modes.
Yeah, it certainly is. So out of turn 8 we go then. Da Costa it is that leads, and look at him, he's got to go absolutely flat out. Wehrlein though coming down in towards turns 10 and 11.
I think Pascal could be on here. Oh, it's a bit of a concertina going on there.
Yeah, that was Jean-Eric Vergne just getting caught up in a bit of bother, and that caused some problems further back there as well. On board we ride with Robin Freit coming through in Miami, and he has got a comfortable advantage over Robin Freit, who of course has got that attack mode remaining in this one, but he's not going to have the time to use all of it, so he's going to presumably suffer a post-race penalty.
Yeah, this is going to be very difficult for the stewards to manage this situation, because there's a lot of guys out there who are not going to be able to fulfill their allotment of time for their attack modes.
So down through into turn 4 we go. Wehrlein is that leads. He's got 8% of energy. Nato's got a fair amount more expendable compared to the Tag Heuer Porsche driver. Freit's there in 3rd place, but that will not be 3rd on the road. So this is going to be interesting to see how it all works out once we wait for whatever the post-race penalties are going to be, if those who have still got the attack mode deployment remaining at the end of this one have not used it all. by our calculations, it looks like it'll be Lucas de Grassi who will come home in second place in the LOLA Yamaha Apps machine, which will be an emphatic result. Sam Bird's going through on the inside, but he, of course, is one of the drivers with that 6 minutes of attack mode remaining who won't be using it to the end of this one. But look here at Norman Nato trying to challenge Pascal Wehrlein into the chicane. Side by side they go, and Wehrlein, of course, not in that active attack mode, whereas Nato is. So is Nato going to try and take the win on the road and try and argue the difference at the checkered flag of this race? Maybe Fry's behind will be trying to follow a similar strategy.
Don't do anything silly, they will get penalty, they have too much attack mode remaining.
And his race engineer Fabrice Roussel then just saying exactly what we've been echoing in the commentary box then. So out of the final corner we go, and across the line it's going to be Pascal Wehrlein who surely will take victory. Who's going to get it first on the road? Nato takes first on the road, Wehrlein in second, Fry's in third, Roland in fourth and Bird in fifth position. De Grassi comes over the line in sixth with Da Costa down there in seventh place, who really did not pay benefits for him then. And Barnard over the line in eighth place as well. So Nato is classified as the victor as it stands for now, but unsurprisingly there's going to be a plethora of investigations because we had five drivers still actively in attack mode at the end of... And from hero to zero sort of stuff, as you can see.
Well, they've just committed to Gen 4, and look at the result that they've got from their 8 weeks break. I mean, they could become a force to reckon with in this championship very shortly.
The stewards are just trying to work out who's third at the moment because no one's pulled up in Parc Fermé. Interestingly, 0.119 of a second is the second closest winning margin in Formula E history. So, despite the fact that there is some drama at the end of that one, there you go. You can see Fry's, Bird, Barnard, Nato and Roland all under investigation for the attack mode misusage. Essentially they had too much attack mode, they didn't complete the deployments at the end. Here in Miami. What a wonderful day's worth of racing. What a chaotic conclusion to it as well. Delight for some, disappointment for others. A double podium for the Tag Heuer Porsche team. And in a few weeks' time, we're out in Monaco the first weekend of May.